I've got a special announcement today. I'm so privileged to be able to tell you this. Oh, this fantastic happening in my life. Well, if you're an Oregonian, you need to listen to this. But first of all, first thing we have to do is, well, let me tell you. I was going to do a cooking demonstration today because I'm going to teach you how to make hamburger salad and cheeseburger salad. And it's one of my favorite recipes, and I haven't done a recipe for a little while. And so today was going to be that day. But it's your lucky day. You're not going to die of salmonella yet. Well, okay. I gotta prepare. We gotta be really excited because we're gonna announce something really special. Well, I want to get serious here for a minute. Ooh, that smells good. I love the smell of fireworks, especially in my studio. Well, I always have a fire extinguisher close by, just in case. But it was just a little popper. I might be able to make some earrings out of that. We'll have a class on that too. Well, so the story begins when I was a little girl. And if you remember well, that I've told you the story about my great-great-great-grandparents who were pioneers who came over on the covered wagons from Kentucky on the Oregon Trail. And with them, they brought my 3 times grandfather's brother. So it was the 3 of them on the trail. And they got as far as the Sierras, and they had to make some choices. And so the party split up, and one party went one way, north to Oregon, and the other party went over the Sierras, and that was the Donner Party. So, we kind of dodged a bullet there. And then they headed up north and went to stay outside of Whitman, the Whitman, Fort Whitman. And the one thing that the history of my family, written history, documents, is that my great-great-great-grandpa, his brother, and my grandpa's wife were a little bit different than some of the others. They would stay outside the camps sometimes, getting to know the local indigenous people, the Native Americans, where it was safe to do. And that happened all along the trail. And once they got up to Fort Whitman, they stayed outside of the fort and became friends with the local Indians, and particularly the Cayuse. And they were warned a week ahead of time that that the Indians were going to attack the fort. And they said, if you want to be safe, to go south. And they ended up homesteading up in the foothills over they call it Subtle Lake, but it was really Settle Lake because it was my great-great-great-grandfather that charted that, and that was his name. He just didn't have good handwriting. Well, anyway, that's my story. And that's what made me a daughter of the Oregon pioneers. And I go clear back to the Daughters of the American Revolution. I don't belong to that organization or anything, but, it shows how far back my family went. So you see, Oregon has been, the apple of my eye. Well, you might notice I'm wearing my green glasses. That's because I used to be an Oregon Green Guard. My love for Oregon goes back so far. I signed up to be an Oregon Green Guard, and I helped Smokey the Bear. Well, we had a lot of things. We had to teach people, our classmates and our friends and family, how to keep Oregon green. And that was, no littering and following all the safety rules that Smokey the Bear told us to do. And Smokey the Bear was part of the whole program. I went to Oregon Girls State. Yeah, I did. And I loved that. And we learned a lot of history. And we sang the Oregon State song. And I've taught the Oregon State song to my children, who I had to raise in California for 30 years. But we came up here 4, 5, 6 times a year. And every time we crossed the border, I'd I'd start singing the Oregon State song. Oregon, my Oregon. And my kids learned it. And it got to the point where we all sang it crossing the border. So it really was in my blood to be a true Oregonian. And when I had to move away, I thought I was moving away for 2 years and ended up being 35. And I missed it so much. There's so much about Oregon I love besides the glorious beauty of it. The people, well, I just did. So I don't know what it was about, the naivety of us, the lack of education as far as the history of the state song, and when it was written, and how it was written, and why. I have a lot of reading to do on that, but I do know it was written at the time that Oregon was an all-white state. That just crushes my heart. And it wasn't until last year, for whatever reason, I mean, it was COVID, so I wasn't crossing any borders. But I started singing the song one day, and it was right after Black Lives Matter started. And I realized how racist the song was. Not all of it. And I just let it sit for a while. Well, last month we traveled down to Southern California. I've told you all of that. And you got to go with me. But when we were coming home and we crossed the border, for the first time in my entire life, I didn't sing the song. I just couldn't. And I'm not going to say the words now. I think what you can do is Google it. I don't want to erase history. But I don't want to promote it anymore. So go on and read that, because I have good news for you. Well, let's get one of those poppers again. Anything for a popper. Well, ooh. So, now I do have it set, so guaranteed earrings. So, well, after we crossed the border, Fred said, "Nettie, why didn't you sing?" I said, I can't. And so I went over the words with him again, and he said, I understand. But it was not very good. So, we're popping poppers today because... well, let me tell you one more thing. I told Fred that if it wasn't being done already, Nettie was going to rewrite the words. That, I'm pretty good at limericks, and I knew that I could probably come up with something. And, I've been a choir director for many years and with children, and, well, guess what? I was watching the news last night, KGW Channel 8. But that's not the only local news station that's going to cover this wonderful story, because a brilliant woman named Amy Shapiro has been working on this for 30 years. And I'm going to tell you, go Google her story. On YouTube, KGW put up the story, and there's going to be a few, well, you know what? I'm starting to get weepy again. I'm so proud of Amy. I don't even know her, but we're now friends on Facebook. I'm so proud of her because she fought for 30 years to get those lyrics changed, and she put in some beautiful words. So I'm going to share that with you now. And I'm going to put the words, I'm going to put one of Amy's videos up there. It's her singing, and her husband put it to beautiful pictures of Oregon, and I don't need to do that again. So I'm just going to share that with you right now, and I'll be back.
Land of majestic mountains, land of the great Northwest, forests and rolling rivers, grandest and the best. onward and upward ever, forward and on and on. Hail to thee, land of heroes, my Oregon. Land of the rose and sunshine, land of the summer's breeze, laden with health and vigor, fresh from the western seas, blessed by the love of freedom, land of the setting sun. Hail to thee, land of promise, my Oregon. Hail to thee, land of promise, my Oregon.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Amy Shapiro, you're a hero now, a hero of mine. And I just can't thank you enough. And I know that there are some people that didn't want to change it. You told me that. And there are a lot of people that don't quite understand. But for you to be willing to press on and fight for the legislation to make it official. The bill has passed. The song is official. We now have beautiful words that we can sing again. So beautiful that when I cross that border the next time, I'm going to sing it twice to make up for last time. Our Oregon history is well, there's a lot of things in it, I guess, that we need to look at a little closer. Things we weren't taught in grade school. And so I ask you to take a look at the old words and then just listen again. Go onto YouTube, look at Amy's story. It's really good. And you know, if you're not from Oregon, it's still really worth looking at. Changes for good that we're able to do right now. Start changing the world. Amy is a first responder in love, and she may not even know what that means. What we do here is become first responders in love by listening to others, by being there for others, by being kind and being open to being the light to others, to show them goodness and warmth, laughter, joy. There are so many people in the world really working at this, not just Nettie. Somebody working as hard as Amy did to make this an official change to Oregon, my Oregon. Now when I hear that song and I say the title, Oregon, my Oregon, I can say it with love and pride for the state that we have become. Always remember, Nettie loves you. Bye-bye. From Nettie. If you subscribe, then Nettie will be around for a long time. Well, please subscribe.